Hi everybody, my name is Troy Nobody, Troy K. Eichelberger Nobody. I'm happy to welcome you to the first episode of A Pathway to Self-Realization. A Pathway to Self-Realization is a free ebook I have recently completed, the first book out of a series of three. In that book, it's pretty much whichever page you open, there's a story. The stories are intended to help you answer some of the questions you have and possibly create a lot more questions that make our mind go into ways that are beneficial to our health and future. So in regards to the videos, what I'm hoping to do is I will sit and in each episode I'll read you one of the stories. See what happens. It may be a good idea, it may not. Here we go. Our first story is Hope and Holy Man, Learning from the Land. I wrote this story in March 2022, and because it kind of explained my connection to the land where I am. I live an experimental lifestyle on a farm in Australia. I left the corporate life to pretty much find myself. I study via meditation and look for what's beyond the limitations. When I bought the farm, one really important thing for me where I live and where I lived that experiment was how the energy felt at the place that I will call my new home for this experiment. So my first story is about Hope and Holy Man, which in reality are two mountains on either side of our property. Okay, here it begins. Embarking on a spiritual journey, we are likely to discover things we'd never thought possible. Learning begins when we stop active thought and allow our natural senses to flow on their own accord. As we begin to open our sensory system, we begin to merge with a world beyond the physical realm. Energy is now the dominant object. An object recognizable and translatable by its own frequency. Prior to the purchase of our farm, my main objective was the feel of the land, as I explained. We have no plans to farm the land. It is a haven for visiting wildlife from the national park we border. When looking for a farm, the ultimate key was that there had to be a connection with the energy emanating from the land. I'll not bore you with the details, but I'm convinced the land chose me, even prior to it being listed for sale. Today, we are the custodians of this sacred place. Learning takes on many aspects of becoming exposed to new skills or the unknown. We learn from books. We learn by watching others. We learn by our mistakes and our observations of nature. However, learning by silencing the mind and sitting in silent meditation is not easily understood as a means of learning, yet I find it to be the most powerful means of learning, silent meditation. In most strategies of learning, the mind stays active and inquisitive. Not so if we are to go within. As we go within, the gateway to the universe allows us glimpses of its wisdoms, its functionality and purpose. Such learning is experienced, not memorized. As I began meditation on the farm, I soon realized a powerful connection to the land and its ancient history. I realized a deeper reason for why I was here. I was accepted as the student of this magical place. As I would sit in silent meditation at different times of the day, different energies were active and different experiences had. But two of the energies became super prominent. Holy Man, and Hope. Holy Man is the hill to the right of our backyard. It has a rocky outcrop and boulders strewn all over it from a prior volcanic eruption. Holy Man is the name I find most suited to the beautiful ancient energy. Then there is Hope. Hope is a section of the mountain out from our front gate. I often see wedge-tailed eagles come in from that side. It is also where the sun rises in the morning. Hope's teaching is a more playful, more lifting energy when compared to Holy Man, who tends to have an air of academia. As I grew into a new experiment out here on the farm, silent meditation allowed me to connect to the energy of my new teachers, and so began my apprenticeship with Holy Man and Hope. Observing the happening on Mother Earth for millennia, Hope and Holy Man are expelling hope and wisdom throughout the universe. Sitting on the land between these two, I feel this energy in a most amplified and serene atmosphere. The lessons they share are subtle, yet impossible to miss. To date, I've come across many locations in nature on which energy has a story to share, a lesson to experience. Given my experience with Hope and Holy Man, I now recognize these as the deeper meaning they hold. I stop and find a quiet spot to enter into silent meditation, connect with the energy, and allow my receivers to collect whatever it is I'm meant to collect. Nothing is a coincidence. Connect yourself to nature when it calls. Silent meditation is my means. You may find a different path. There are no two experiences that are identical. When we consider the existence of geological formations and the possible intelligence they may contain, something rather interesting comes to mind. Imagine a mountain. From our point of understanding, the mountain, or forest, is a formation sustaining and hosting life and living organisms. Yet, it has no intellect on its own. Energy is expelled with every thought we take, every word we speak or write, with every song of the bird or jump of the kangaroo. All this expelled energy, when combined, forms a story one could tell or experience. It is an intelligence. We may hear only a handful of birds sing in a spot right now, but consider the age of the forest. When the monumental quantity of data, as collected by the mountain, becomes understood, we no longer need to question its own intellect. We can visualize the volume of collective wisdom shed in that mountain, shed in that forest. Now we quiz the value of such data and the potential for such data to be retrieved. Think quantum mechanics. Think of the surface profile and the energy retention we discover in geology. Geology, in fact, is the most accurate data storage by which science today can discover the climate of the past, understand ancient vegetation and aqua levels of our planet. Learning by connecting to these energies is the most accurate means of understanding humanity, our planet, and with it, our need to focus on our interconnection. Discrimination and any form of aggression towards any energy outside your own are the evidence of a most limited mind. To learn about the world and about our true purpose as a species, we have to stop taking ourselves important. As a self, pure observation demonstrates we are merely a minuscule fraction of all creations. Each fraction combined makes the total, each equally as important than the other. Our past is a most wonderful discovery of creation, if only we can exist in harmony and open our minds to the miracle that we are part of, the universe, creation. Much love and light to all. That was the end of our first episode. I'm sure I'll get better at reading those to you. So, thank you.